E.J. Brock & Sons, makers of America's largest-selling, fastest-selling chocolate mint candy bar, brings you The Adventures of Johnny Lujack, starring the great All-American quarterback whose split-second thinking ranks him with Notre Dame's gridiron immortals, the rising star of the Chicago Bears, a great competitor who fights the hardest when the going's the toughest, Johnny Lujack.
This evening, Johnny Lujack brings you a thrilling story of adventure off the gridiron. The Statue of Liberty play, a story of excitement and intrigue in a league where they play for keeps. But first, here's Jack Brickhouse with a scoring play for Brock's.
Yes, friends, the big play today at candy counters everywhere is for that famous all-American favorite, Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar. You get two big pieces, two, not just one, for only 5 cents. Fast selling, always fresh. And now luxury wrapped in bright green metal foil to keep the goodness in and the weather out. Your very first taste will tell you why Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar has become America's largest selling chocolate mint. It's really good. A rich, creamy, snow-white center with the soothing, cooling flavor of crushed mint in a double-thick, double-rich coating of mild, bittersweet chocolate. Yes, the coating is double-thick, for your Brock bar is double-dipped. And it's double rich, for it's made from Brock's own exclusive blend that defies imitation. Today, your Brock bar is bigger, too, actually 1/3 larger by size and weight. Treat yourself to the best with Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar. 2 pieces, remember, not just one. 2 big pieces for only 5 cents. Ideal to share with a pal or your gal. Look for the bright green wrapper that identifies Brock's new Chocolate Mint Candy Bar, and ask for Brock's by name, B-R-A-C-H-S.
And now, let's get set for the kickoff of the Statue of Liberty play. The story opens in Johnny Lujack's apartment on Chicago's near North Side. Buzz Bradley, a sports writer for the Daily Argus, is Johnny's guest.
Johnny, I'm one of the greatest sports writers in the business.
Oh, now, don't be so modest, Buzz.
All right, the greatest. But look, fella, I need a story. Come on, give.
Well, let's see. When the season starts, I usually...
Any dope can write a story about any football game you're in. What I'm trying to dig up is... Look, here. I'll show you what I want. Now, here's a copy of today's Argus. Hold the front section, will you, while I check the sports?
Sure.
Now, wait a minute. Let me see. Here, look. Now, this story about your installing the T formation at State, anybody could write that. That's not what I want.
Hey, just a second, Buzz.
Huh?
This picture on the front page. I know that boy.
Oh, you do? Yeah, quite a story. He's a runner for a brokerage house. Imagine a 16-year-old kid thinking he could get away with $12,000 worth of negotiable securities.
That kid stole $12,000?
He tried to. He's still trying to bluff it through. He had $12,000 worth of bonds and a little leather satchel when he left the office. And when he got to the customers to deliver the stuff, the bonds were gone. Was he surprised?
Well, didn't he have any explanation at all?
No, just says he didn't take the money.
Oh, say, I remember where I saw this boy, Buzz.
Where?
Waiting around outside the locker room one night last week. He wanted me to tell him how to pass.
Oh, he plays high school football, huh?
No, he can't go out for the team because he's working after school on Saturdays to get money for college. But he hopes to play then.
He picked a poor way to get money for a college education.
Buzz, he's too nice a kid to be a thief.
Oh, don't be soft-hearted, Johnny. You don't know a thing about him.
I know he made a good impression on me.
Well, so what?
Buzz, I'd like to talk to that boy's boss.
His boss happens to be Lorimer Scranton, a big-shot broker and a red-hot sports fan. So, Johnny, you can't afford to get mixed up in this mess.
Buzz, I can't afford to let a good boy get a bad decision called on him either.
But what can you do?
I can try a few surprise plays. Let's talk to Mr. Lorimer Scranton. Come on.
Well, I'm glad to know you, Lujack. My office gives special attention to sports celebrities. Now, if you want to take a little flyer in the market...
I don't know a thing about the stock market, Mr. Scranton.
Who does? But it just happens that I can tip you off...
Relax, Mr. Scranton. Johnny wants to talk to you about the kid who stole $12,000.
Oh, Charlie Regan. What about him, Lujack? He isn't a friend of yours, is he?
Not exactly.
The kid talked to Johnny about football, and Johnny thought he was a nice boy. He feels sorry for the kid.
There's nothing you can do for him, Lujack, unless you can get him to tell where he hid those bonds. I might give him a break if I got the money back.
Just what makes you so sure he took the bonds?
I saw him leave this office with him. He admits it.
Maybe he just thinks he left the office with him. Mr. Scranton, who put the bonds in the leather bag?
Charlie Regan put them in himself, and he doesn't have the nerve to claim he was held up.
Does that make sense to you?
He thinks his age will get him off with a short term at reform school, and then he'll have $12,000 when he gets out.
Mr. Scranton, I don't think he took the money.
Oh, I thought you were a football player, Lujack.
What are you driving at?
I didn't realize you were a professional do-gooder. If you're smart, you'll keep your nose out of it.
Why? Are you afraid Charlie Regan won't be convicted?
I know he'll be convicted. But it wouldn't be good publicity for you to be championing a thief, would it?
Nobody's convinced me the boy is a thief.
So, you're a character analyst, too. If you can tell anyone's honest by just talking to him after a game, the FBI could use you.
Even if I hadn't talked to him, I'd still think he's innocent.
Why?
Because there's a bad weakness in the play.
Where?
The fact that Charlie Regan delivered the empty bag to your customer.
What about it?
Well, if he stole the money, why did he deliver the empty bag? He must have known he'd be arrested.
I'm inclined to string along with Johnny, Mr. Scranton, and we could use your help. Now, if the kid's innocent, you don't want to see him convicted, do you?
He isn't innocent. He's guilty as the devil. And you two will look like a couple of saps if you try to help him.
I'll take that chance, Mr. Scranton. Come on, Buzz. Let's go.
Okay.
Sorry we worried you, Mr. Scranton.
Worried me? See here, if you think
I think I've got something, Scranton. So long.
Hey, just a minute, Johnny. That bird walking down the hall toward the elevator.
What about him?
He was altogether too close to this door when I backed out. And he certainly moved down the hall in a hurry.
You think he was eavesdropping on our conversation with Scranton?
Maybe. Let's try to get a good look at him while we're waiting for the elevator.
Right.
I already pressed the down button. Say, either of you guys got a match?
Yeah, I have. Here you are.
Ah, thanks. Hey, ain't this other guy Johnny Lujack?
That's right. Here we are, Johnny.
going down. Watch your step, please.
You know, I taught you as Lujack. I seen your picture plenty of times. Say, I wonder, would you give me your autograph, maybe?
We're in a hurry, mister.
Yeah? He's too big a guy to give a punk like me his autograph, huh?
I'll be glad to give you my autograph, mister. But where will we get off?
Main floor.
Oh, no, Johnny. Look, with all the people in this lobby, you wouldn't get away for a half an hour if you start signing autographs.
That's easy. There's a side door over here. Come on outside and nobody else will know what you're doing.
All right. Come on, Buzz.
All right, hurry it up, Johnny. This alley...
Don't worry about the alley, mister. You ain't gonna be here long.
What? Why, you...
Look out, Buzz. He has a gun. What's the big idea, mister?
This ain't the place to talk. My bus is at the end of the alley. You two walk ahead of me. Get going.
Be careful of that gun, mister.
It won't go off unless you guys get funny. No tricks, see?
Anything you say, mister.
All right, get going.
Make a break for it, Johnny. Now back toward the street.
No, you wouldn't have a chance. That fellow looks like he knows how to handle that gun. Anyway, we're on defense right now.
Pipe down, you two. Okay. Get into this car. No, wise guy. Into the front seat, both of yous. I'll sit in the back. Lujack, you're gonna drive. Here are the keys.
Do you think you can trust me?
With me holding a gun at your back? Yeah. All right, get us started.
Where to, mister?
Turn her around and head out into LaSalle Street.
Would you mind telling me where you're taking us, or is that a secret?
Not from you, it ain't. You're going to my apartment.
And what do we do after we get there? Sign autographs?
We have a nice, quiet talk, wise guy.
Well, if all you want is conversation, why can't we give it to you right now?
Because it ain't me what's gonna ask the questions.
What questions?
You'll find out when you get there. Shut up and drive.
Buzz, you won't get yourself untied. You're wasting your time.
I don't get you at all, Johnny. That hoodlum brings us to his apartment, ties us to these chairs, and then walks out. Hey, you haven't made a move to try to get loose.
That's right, Buzz.
I don't get it. The two of us could have given him a good fight before he tied us up.
Sure, but that gun of his was loaded. Anyway, I didn't want to get loose.
Didn't want it. Hey, what goes on here anyway?
The story you asked me for, Buzz. If we'd gotten away from him, your story wouldn't have amounted to anything.
Oh, lay off, Johnny. So I admit I wanted excitement, but gee, not this much.
Quiet, somebody's here.
Hi, chum. We missed you.
Shut up. Now listen, yous two. I'm gonna turn your chairs away from the door. And if either of yous tries to turn his head and see who's coming in, you know what happens.
What?
You get knocked cold. There. Now remember, don't turn your heads. Okay, boss, come on in. Better get behind that screen, boss, just in case they try to sneak a look.
Just like on the radio. Are we supposed to guess who's behind the screen? Give us some clues.
Quiet, wise guy.
Can you guess who it is, Johnny? What's the prize for the first correct answer?
Don't be so smart, guy. And let Lujack do the talking.
Whatever you say, chum.
Lujack, I got a question for you, and I want a straight answer. How much dough did Scranton give you?
What? You mean, you think Scranton gave me some money?
You heard me. How much did he slip you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Boy, you dirty rat. Hit a man in the face when his hands are tied behind his back. If Johnny's hands were free...
Well, they ain't. I'm going to ask you once more, Lujack, and this time you really get it unless you talk straight. How much money did Scranton give you?
Not a dime. Why should he?
Hey, you can't get away with that stuff. I'll...
I'll wake you over, too, if you don't pipe down. Hey, I bet you'd be softer to work on it there. You was there, too. How much did Scranton give Lujack? Come on, let's have it. All right.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
So you're a wise guy, huh, Lujack? Get your feet loose by breaking the rungs of the chair, huh? Well, you ain't helping yourself a bit.
Oh, no.
No. You may be on your feet, but your hands are still tied behind your back. Try getting them loose.
I guess I can't, mister. You win. Sorry, Buzz.
Oh, no, Johnny, wait a minute.
You think I won't, Lujack? Just watch this.
Don't reach for that gun, mister. I'm warning you. I'll hit you again.
I'll get you if it's
I
the last
said don't
thing
reach for that gun.
He's out cold, Johnny. You never hit a tackler any prettier in your life. Hey, look out, Johnny.
What?
That guy behind the screen. He has a gun, too, and he has us covered.
Uh-oh, there's the referee's whistle for the end of the first half. We'll find who's behind that screen in just a moment. But first, here's Jack Brickhouse.
Friends, in athletics, the champ always has that extra something that makes him a winner. In Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar, E.J. Brock & Sons have delivered that extra something, extra quality, goodness, and flavor that make this America's largest selling chocolate mint. And I'm happy to represent Brock's on the air. Prove for yourself how wonderfully good Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar really is. $2 a pound quality for only 5 cents. Yes, 1 round nickel buys you the purest, freshest mint center. Smooth, creamy, and snow white. It's double dipped. I said double dipped in a mild, tempting, bittersweet chocolate of Brock's own exclusive blend. And it sells so fast you get it always fresh. Just to take no chances, Brock wraps this handy 2-piece bar in aluminum foil to keep the goodness in and the weather out. Treat yourself to the best with Brock's, sold at candy counters everywhere. Brock's Chocolate Mint Candy Bar in the bright green wrapper. And now, my 60 seconds are up.
And now, the second half of the Statue of Liberty play. Johnny and his friend Buzz Bradley stare at the revolver barrel which points at them from the edge of the cloth-covered screen. And the man behind the screen says,
If you are thinking of smashing into this screen, Lujack, I do not advise it. I have you covered. And those who know me say I am an excellent shot.
What's this all about, mister? Why are we here? And why are you afraid to let us see you?
You ask good questions, Lujack. I happen to be the head of the football gambling syndicate, and I spend both time and money to keep myself unknown to the public. The public and the police.
That tells us why you're afraid to let us see you, but it doesn't tell us why we're here.
I think you know why you are here. You are here because you visited Scranton, but I will speak plainly. Was there any discussion of throwing the football games?
What? Why, you
No,
dirt...
Lujack. Do not come any nearer to this stream.
You think there's something crooked about Scranton's bets, huh?
Let us say, I want to be sure there is not.
I can give you one safe bet, mister.
Yes?
Scranton would be in worse shape than this slugger of yours here on the floor if he even hinted at such a thing as my throwing a game.
You say that as if you mean it, Lujack.
You bet I mean it.
Then why did you call on Scranton?
He was trying to help a kid who's in a jam, a boy who worked for Scranton.
Oh, yes.
Oh, you know about it?
I read the papers. I am sorry I caused you gentlemen's annoyance, but you understand our little meeting was a necessary precaution. I do not like big losses.
I don't like you or your kind, mister. Can we go now?
Do not be impatient, Lujack. I will leave first. I would not want you trying to spy on me, trying to see who I am. Turn your faces to the wall, both of you.
All right.
I am keeping you both covered. And if you so much as turn your heads, I will shoot. I am going to lock you in, but I am sure my man will let you out when he regains consciousness.
Johnny locked the door from the outside. Now we have to wait for this gorilla to come to, and by that time...
We'll wait for nothing. Here, see if you can get your hand into my pants pocket.
Huh?
There's a little pocket knife there.
Yeah, I've got it. But what are you going to...
Here, wait till I turn around. Back to back. Now, open the blade and hold it tight in your hands.
Okay, just a moment. There.
There, now. I'll rub the ropes between my wrists against it.
Yeah, great. Feels like it's cutting him. There.
Good. Give it here, and I'll cut you loose now.
Okay.
I'll have you free in just a minute. There.
Oh, boy. Does that ever feel good? Hands are kind of numb, but... Hey, we're still locked in, Johnny, even if we are loose.
Locked in, huh? Move over and let me get a clean run for that door.
Hey! Boy, that's one way of opening a door, and I'm not complaining. Boy, does it feel good to be free again. You know, Johnny, I could use a good steak right about now. What do you say we go...
Not yet, Buzz. I want to talk to that boy, Charlie Regan, first.
But he's being held in jail.
The police will let us talk to him. They don't want to convict an innocent kid either. Come on, let's go.
Golly, Johnny, I'm tickled pink to have you visit me, but not in jail.
I'd rather visit you almost anywhere else, Charlie.
I didn't take those bonds, Johnny. Honest, I didn't.
I believe you, Charlie.
You're the first person who has.
Well, what happened to the bonds, Charlie?
Oh, I wish I knew, Johnny. They were in the bag when I left the office, and I didn't see anybody even get close to it. I went right straight to Mr. Gerber's office and gave him the bag, and he opened it, and it was empty.
Did you put the bonds in the bag, Charlie, or did Mr. Scranton?
I did, and the bag was never out of my sight.
That doesn't make sense, kid.
Oh, I know it doesn't, but I'm telling the truth.
Maybe it does make sense. Buzz, did you ever see the Statue of Liberty play?
You mean the one where the quarterback drops back to pass and cocks back his arm?
And he's a little slow getting off his pass. He gives the defense time to rush in on him, and he gets tackled, only he doesn't have the ball.
Right. The ball's been taken from behind him, over his shoulder. Everybody fooled. That is, when the play works.
Well, what's that got to do with all this, Johnny?
I think the play worked.
Well, you mean somebody took the bonds without my knowing it? Oh, I don't think so, Johnny.
I'm going to find out. Let's see now. What was the fellow's name where you delivered the bond?
Mr. Gerber. He's a regular customer of Scranton Brokerage. Always treats me fine.
I'm going to talk things over with him, Charlie.
I'm afraid he can't help you much, Johnny.
Somebody's going to help us. Don't you worry. Come on, Buzz. We're visiting Mr. Gerber.
if I kept you waiting, gentlemen, but I was busy.
Hey, just a minute. That voice, that accent. You're the man who was behind that screen.
Quite right, Mr. Lujack. You seem to be playing in bad luck. It's unfortunate that you had to stumble in here.
I don't think it's unfortunate for Charlie Regan.
No? I'm afraid you won't do the boy any good.
I think I will.
No. Evidence has to be a matter of record before it helps anyone.
This will be a matter of record.
I think not, Lujack. My gambling investments are much too important for me to become involved in any stupid mix-up of that sort.
You can't stop being involved, Gerber.
Oh, yes, I can. There are numerous ways. I do not like violence.
Hey, Johnny, he's reaching for his gun.
Yes, Mr. Bradley. And let there be no misunderstanding about my willingness to use it.
What's your proposition, Gerber?
All I ask, Mr. Lujack, is that you sign this little agreement I have taken the trouble to prepare. It is the reason you had to wait for me. Here.
Well, let me take a look at that. Why, it says Johnny agrees to throw football games whenever you ask him to at a price of $5,000 a game.
You think I'd sign a thing like that? Not a chance.
I am not asking you to throw any games, Lujack. All I ask is a guarantee of your silence. And with your name on this little document, I am sure you will keep still about me.
What if I don't sign it?
Then I am afraid I will have to keep you quiet some other way.
Huh. That's a great choice he's given you, Johnny. Either become a crook or a corpse.
My signature or my life, eh? That is a great choice.
There are no alternatives, Lujack. Don't be a fool. You save your skin by signing this paper. I will give you just 5 seconds to make up your mind. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, Gerber. I'll sign.
What? Oh, Johnny, you can't. See here, if you're signing that on my account, forget it. I wouldn't want to be responsible for...
I have to sign it, Buzz.
Now, that is a sensible attitude, Lujack.
Yeah, but that paper can put you in a spot where you can't call your soul your own, Johnny. He says he wouldn't ask you to throw games, but he'd have you in a spot where he could ask you. And he's not the kind of a guy to pass up a chance like that.
There's nothing else to do, Buzz. Give me the paper. Can I use your fountain pen, Mr. Gerber?
Oh, certainly. Let's see. Oh, yes. In my vest pocket. Here you are.
Here's a straight arm for you, Gerber. Grab the gun, Buzz.
I got it, Johnny. Hold on to him, though.
Why, I hope he does try to make a break for the door. I can't think of anybody I'd rather smack down
You
again.
haven't got a thing on me, Lujack. You cannot prove I am the head of the football gambling ring.
I don't have to prove it, Gerber.
Huh? If we can't prove he's a crook, how could we...
All we have to prove is he stole those $12,000 worth of bonds.
But the messenger stole them, that kid. I took the leather bag from him and opened it, and the bonds weren't there. He admits it.
Oh, you took the bag from Charlie Regan before it was opened.
Of course. But he saw me open it.
I don't think he did, Gerber.
What you think is not important, Lujack. He has admitted to the police that the bonds were gone when I opened the bag.
Oh, sure. And Charlie Regan thinks he saw you open the bag he handed you. I don't doubt that a bit.
What do you mean, Johnny?
Charlie Regan had delivered bonds to Gerber before.
Numerous times. What of it?
You knew what the leather bag from the brokerage house looked like, and you had plenty of chance to get a matching one. A bag that looked exactly like the one the boy brought you.
Yes? What would I do with an extra bag?
What did you do with it, you mean? You had it on the floor behind your desk where Charlie Regan couldn't see it.
I think I get what you're driving at, Johnny.
It's simple. Gerber took the bag with the bonds from Charlie, walked around behind his desk, then he sat down, pulled a bag up onto the desk top, only it wasn't the same bag. It was the empty one.
And the kid had no way of knowing there'd been a switch pulled on him.
No way in the world. And Gerber rushed him to the police station before he had any chance to find out.
That makes sense, Johnny, a lot of sense.
And you can't blame the police either. Charlie Regan was supposed to have the money, so they tackled him. There was no way for them to know that Gerber had pulled a Statue of Liberty play. Where's the real bag, Gerber?
There was only one bag, and the police have it. I turned it over to them when they asked for it.
You didn't have a bag like it?
Of course not.
Then if we can find one like it here in your office, you'll have a lot of explaining to do.
But there is no such bag.
I'm not taking your word for that, Gerber. I'm going to have a look around. Where's your private office?
Why, through this door here.
Unlock it.
Very well. This way.
Hey, this is a mighty fancy layout for a tin-horn gambler. Let's tear it up, Johnny.
No. You win, gentlemen.
Oh, you're changing your story now.
It is useless to lie. You would find the bag anyway. I will get it for you.
Where is it?
In the bottom drawer of my desk, the big file drawer.
I'll be doggone, sure enough.
That's the same bag Charlie Regan brought you?
The same. I had nothing against the boy, but he worked for Scranton, and this looked like a simple way to get back some of the money Scranton had won from my syndicate.
Where are the bonds?
Still in the bag. I will show you. And it's also
Hit the floor, Bob!
my wrist.
Let go of that revolver, Gerber. Be quick about it. All right, if you want to play.
My wrist. You broken it.
So you thought you could come all the way up from the bottom drawer of your desk with a revolver, huh? You didn't have a chance, Gerber.
Johnny's been charged with some fast alignment, Gerber. Guy's a lot quicker than you.
We can still work this out some way. I have a great deal of money. I'll make it worth your while to forget this.
And let you frame Charlie Regan? Your money doesn't interest me, Gerber.
He doesn't learn very fast, Johnny. Maybe you ought to rough him up a little bit more.
No. You win, I guess. I'll sign a confession. But call a doctor first.
What for?
My wrist. It feels like it is broken.
Your wrist didn't hurt as bad as your pocketbook. But I'll make a call for you. The police station.
But my money. My gambling syndicate.
Mr. Gerber, your gambling ring is out of business.
Well, that certainly takes care of Gerber and his football gambling ring. But what happens to Charlie Regan, the boy who was unjustly accused of stealing the bonds? We'll bring you that part of the story as soon as we hear from that favorite of all sports fans, Jack Brickhouse for Brock's.
In addition to Brock's chocolate mint candy bar at your favorite candy counter, you'll also find two quality teammates that Brock's are mighty proud of. Brock's Swing Candy Bar with a center of spun peanut goodness, and Brock's Coconut Candy Bar, rich with fresh tree-ripe coconut. All three are handily put up in two big pieces. All three are wrapped in protecting aluminum foil, and each has its own special double-thick chocolate coating, specially blended by Brock's. Money can't buy any finer. Bigger and better than ever, they're uniformly priced at only 5 cents. Treat yourself to the best with Brock's tonight or at lunchtime tomorrow.
And now, the last act of the Statue of Liberty play, brought to you by Brock's. The scene is Lorimer Scranton's brokerage office, and Scranton has just apologized to Charlie Regan for having mistrusted him.
Oh, that's all right, Mr. Scranton. I guess I've looked guilty, all right.
Well, let's not make it too easy for Mr. Scranton. If he hadn't done business with the gambling ring in the first place, Gerber couldn't have existed.
Well, say, I never thought of that, Johnny. If honest people wouldn't patronize racketeers, the crooks would have to fold up.
I never looked at it that way. You know, Lujack, the youngsters of America might be the way to run racketeers out of business.
I'd like to help, Johnny. A good way would be to start clubs. Call them Johnny Lujack clubs for boys and girls. I'll bet every boy and girl in the United States will want to belong. How can they join?
I'm going to tell them right now. Kids, all you have to do is join the Johnny Lujack Club is to send in your name and address. I'll send you a pledge card to sign and a button that identifies you as a boy or girl who's building a healthy mind and a healthy body. I think you can lick juvenile delinquency easier than your parents, and I want you to be a member.
Make up your mind to join right now, kids. I know enough about Johnny to know that the Johnny Lujack Club will be a lot of fun. Send your name and address to Johnny Lujack, Chicago, Illinois, right now, today.
Uh-oh, the ref says time's up. But be sure to be back Monday night for the end-around play, another exciting story in the adventures of Johnny Lujack.